Earlier today, Will Ryan Originals released a new song, Join the Bloodline, and I watched it, and I have my opinion. By the way, just as a heads up, I am not reading a script. I'm not reading a script at all. I'm literally just speaking my mind. If there are like pauses or whatever the fuck, like I fuck up sentences, then that's just how my brain works. I'm afraid. So, yeah. Let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so, reading from my notes here and just evaluate them. Simple as. So, here we go. First one, the intro's cool, I guess. What I mean about that is, at the beginning, there's a voice which is like very gravelly. It's like animalistic. It sounds okay, but it's not great. Like, I like the addition, but Know Your Place sounded way better. Like, that voice sounded way better. This just sounded... bleh. Next are the inspirations that I've seen. From what I noticed throughout the song, I could hear references to the songs Madman, Castle That Burns, and Why Do We Hold. And later on, I found a reference to I'll Make Them Whole, but I'll get to that in a bit. I like the inspiration because they're the songs, obviously. I'm a Will Ryan fan. DA Games, same thing, just different channels. But yeah, I like the inspiration, and I don't know whether they were intentional or not, but they were subtle, but they appeared enough that it was good. Next, fixed on first chorus, opportunity for more vocal variety. So on the first chorus, I was expecting from him to go from a more low singing voice, I guess, to higher at the end of the line, but he kept it kind of low. Initially, as the first time I watched it, I was like, whoa, this ain't right. But the more and more I began to watch it, I kind of get it now. Because, it's a depressing song. I like it now, it just took me a few watches to understand. Nice lore drop at 1:22. So, forgot to mention this in the intro, but I'm gonna be using timestamps, so if you want to see these moments for yourself, you can go onto the original music video, which there only is on YouTube, because it's not on Spotify yet, but it is on Apple Music. You can see what I mean. And also, I like the voice feature in that part, just because I'm a killer for that kind of thing. You get it, I love it. It reminds me of Atomic Renegade. And I also like Atomic Renegade, it's a good song. Maybe I should actually review more DA Games songs, that might be fun. Depends on how well this does though. Gets good at 1:37, reminds me of I'll Make Them Whole. I think around that part, I think his voice sounds a bit more angelic. I don't know how to describe it. But it just makes my ears feel good in a way. I don't know how to describe it. More inspiration at 1:50. Actually, now that I think about it, I couldn't even remember the song. I don't remember the song it was from. But I think there was this. You'll see in the music video. You'll see it. Weird BPM change at 2 beats per minute. Changes. It changes beats per minute. It doesn't feel natural. I get it, that might have been intentional. On initial viewing, it doesn't feel right, and I'm also looking at this critically as well, and it didn't sound right. When it got good, it just moved on, and it was like, oh, that's it. It just didn't feel right. 3:13, Castle That Burns. Reference. 1:17, Atomic Renegade. BPM shifts don't feel natural. Just said that. Chorus a little off. I think I mentioned this earlier. Yes, I did. Yeah, the choruses don't feel like they work. If Will performed them, in a different way, if he used more vocal variation, it could work a bit better. But from the way he did them, I wasn't really a fan. But I think the more I listened to it, the more I just appreciated it. Interesting vocal decisions. I think I've already given my own opinion on this. Some decisions that Will made when singing, I don't know what to think. Yeah, on initial viewing, the song felt confused. It didn't know what tone it wanted to be. It didn't know what structure it wanted to follow. It just felt off. Ending feels abrupt. It felt like it was building up to this, grand final chorus or verse, but then it just ends abruptly for me. Final point. Too much false chord. I think in some songs, Will has a habit of this. He uses so much false chord that it just gets annoying? Yeah, it's like, it feels misplaced. Like, it just doesn't soothe in well, if you can put it that way. 252, nice camera shake. Yes, it increases the intensity of the song. Well, the song's already pretty intense. Like, literally, DA Games made a post saying that it's one of their heaviest songs they've ever made. It's like proper heavy metal shit. And, yes, my final point, I say perhaps I'll grow into it, and I think I'm starting to grow into it. Like, I appreciate what it does. Obviously, I may not like what it does sometimes, but it's just good. Now, before we conclude the video, I have some bonus features that I'd like to point out. I'll just go over them real quick. Beginning screen feels eerie, sets up vibe, cog and chain imagery ? Heavy discretion earned at 123. Yeah, to those with photosensitive epilepsy or like sensitivity to flashing light. Be warned. That's all I'm gonna say. Really going into heavy metal. Well put plug. Reference to solitude. Make me happy. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, guys. Love you all. God bless. And see ya. Slay.